Hi, welcome back to Cotton Creations. Oh my gosh, I am so excited about this recipe. So today I'm gonna be sharing my vegan pound cake recipe with y'all. Oh my gosh, I've tested several recipes and they didn't meet my level of standard for them. Like, most of my food, when I make it, it needs to be as good as the non-vegan version that I'm used to making before being vegan, or it needs to be better than my non-vegan version. But it can't be less good than my non-vegan version. So anyway, I have found a way to make my vegan pound cake that tastes just as good, maybe even better than my non-vegan one. So if you're interested in this video, please stay tuned. But before we hop into it, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. Let's hop into it.
So here's what you'll need today for this recipe. And the accidentally vegan ingredient that I'm going to be using today, you guessed it, is box cake mix. So there are some brands that are accidentally vegan, so be sure to check the ingredient list on the box to make sure that it doesn't have any animal products. And I'm going to show you what I do to hook it up so that I turn it into a pound cake that does not, you won't even be able to tell it was a box cake mix used. So first I'm going to cream the butter and sugar together until it's nice and fluffy. And then what I'm going to do is slowly add in the just egg, and I'm just going to whisk those in a little at a time. You can divide it into thirds or you can do it in halves. Either one is fine. And then after that, we're going to add in the vanilla extract. And if you want it to have a slightly lemon undertone, you can do some lemon extract. But if you truly want just a normal vanilla pound cake, then leave out the lemon extract. It's optional. Next, we're going to add in our vegan sour cream and our vegan almond milk, or whatever vegan milk you want to use. For this step, I've played around with it a few times, and it actually is better to do the sour cream first and then add your milk in. So what I do is I add the sour cream to the butter mixture and I whisk it with my hand mixer or stand mixer, and then I go in and I use a spoon to mix in the milk mixture so it's combined, and then I go back in with the hand mixer, or if you're using a stand mixer, then you wouldn't need to spoon it in. So next we're going to sift our flour, and you can sift the box cake mix if you want to, but it's not a necessity. I've done it both ways and it doesn't really make much of a difference in terms of the texture and the way it tastes. So if you don't want to do as much work, then just sift the flour that we're going to add to it, and you don't need to sift the cake mix from the box. So you're going to slowly add in your dry ingredients, and you want to whisk it in just a little bit at a time. For this step, I do like thirds or fourths is what I divide it into. So just, you know, gauge it how you want, but I would divide it into either thirds or fourths. And then once that is all mixed together, you should come out with a nice, smooth, creamy batter that's thick, but still smooth and creamy. So for me, I like to operate with a lot of insurance and security, and making sure that my pound cake is going to be easy to remove from whatever I'm baking it in. So I go old school with it. I do cooking spray. I put a piece of parchment paper down. I spray that. I spray the sides, and then I follow it up with some all-purpose flour, and I just dust that around the full baking pan or the bundt pan or whatever you're going to bake it in. And then you want to go ahead and add in your cake batter to your pan. Now be sure not to overfill it. I would say leave about 1/4 of an inch at the top. So you want to do probably 3/4 of the way in terms of filling it up, because you don't want it to spill over your pan and then have a big mess to clean up in your oven. This batter does make about 2 loaf pans. If you're doing the smaller loaf pans, it'll make 3, like 3.5. So it does make a lot of cake. And if you've been following my channel, you've seen me do this before. I'm just going to make just a basic vanilla glaze with some powdered sugar, some vanilla extract, and some vegan milk. And we're going to just give that a whisk. We're going to check the thickness of it. For me, I like for my frosting not to seep all the way through the cake. So I like a thicker glaze. So as you can see, I'm adding more powdered sugar to thicken that up a little bit. And now it's time to go ahead and drizzle our glaze onto our pound cake. Oh, y'all, get into this glaze and this drizzle. And yes, you see how easily it cuts? Ooh, look at that. Now, if you can't tell that that is a moist cake just from that clip right there, I don't know what to tell you, but this is extremely moist. It is not dry at all, and it is so amazing. It's crazy how good this is. So for those of y'all that couldn't tell how moist it is, let me go ahead and break a piece for you. You see when I push that? Come on. If it was dry, it would not be spongy like that.
This pound cake is dense, because you know pound cakes are heavier. They're more dense than like a regular cake. But when I tell y'all this pound cake is dense, but it is light and moist at the same time, like, I know it sounds crazy because when things are dense, they can't be light either. But somehow, some way, this pound cake is dense but light at the same time and very moist. And y'all know my recipes go through a team of taste testers, and actually I included some of my All-American crew member family and gave them samples, and baby, it was hundreds across the board, not even tens, okay? So if you want to impress your family, your vegan and your non-vegan friends, this is one of those recipes that you can do it with. Like, you can't even tell that it is not vegan. I mean, and it's top of the line. I ain't gonna throw it out there and say that something is top of the line and it ain't. So anyway, let me know what you guys think of this recipe down in the comment section down below. I do have the link to the recipe down in the description box, so you guys can download and save it or print it out. And yeah, if you like this video, you know what to do. Give me a thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos like this, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. Thanks for watching. Oh yeah, and you can do so many different versions and variations. So y'all know when a girl finds a good base and foundation, we're gonna go crazy with this. So I will be bringing you some other pound cake flavor options like marble, chocolate, strawberry, lemon. My best friend did a sweet potato pound cake the other week, and I was like, "Ooh, girl, let me add that on mine." So, you know, we're gonna do a sweet potato pound cake, a peach cobbler pound. I mean, we're gonna do it all. So stay tuned and be ready to go on a journey with me with all these different pound cakes, okay?